Hello everybody, it's a new month in Marvel Contest of Champions. Don't know why I'm doing this. Look, we're going to be doing a how the side quest works type video. Going to be a few things I'm going to be covering in different videos. A spreadsheet, which is going to be the link in the description. I'll try and get that done and out in time. It'll be coming thick and fast, so there'll be lots of stuff to kind of go over with it. The side quest in a nutshell is the following. 4 fights per run. Okay, 1 new map per week for 4 weeks. Defenders have trap buffs. We'll talk about that in a minute. Middle path has no buffs on defenders. Plan your path carefully. Each defender you defeat will have their local buff added as a trap. It's a trap buff to subsequent defenders for that run. There are no trap buffs on the final boss. Collect rewards across paths, completion and exploration each map. 5 rework difficulties. More info below. No entry item and 1 energy per tile. Summoners can play all threat levels. Thumbs up. It's great, by the way. I did a video. Actually, the spreadsheet has exactly what I said in the video, so I'm not going to reiterate that. In a nutshell, rewards good. Do all the difficulties. It can be beneficial. Paragon difficulty, Thronebreaker difficulty, Cavalier, Conqueror, Uncollected and Proven. And the rewards are actually pretty good. Anyway, right. Let's get into it, shall we? Because that's probably the main thing. I want to take you on a little journey of the quest. We'll look at some footage of stuff, talk about some champions. It's actually not too bad. Now, I was thinking to myself, especially from a threat level perspective, threat level 5 would be like super difficult. And by the way, the champion of choice for the end boss that I used was Black Widow Clairvoyant. And I felt that was effective because the end champion has a pierce buff that pierces up. That kind of appears. So I'm thinking like, okay, buff, nullify buff. Then I don't have to worry about if I'm hit into the block. Second thing is Shank. Now, in a nutshell, hit the block, get a bleed debuff. Not good, right? So champion options. Anything that's got bleed immunity, if you can take or leave the pierce, then you can take or leave the pierce. But I kind of felt that was mainly the thing for me to look at. And counter strikes, just build your fury, just do dexterities and get fury buffs, fury passives. It's easy as that. Nothing needs to be said more about it. But it wasn't too bad. Like I went through this. I actually went through a lane. I didn't kind of like overly think about it. Archangel I used for most of this particular path. I mean, let's just roll some footage of that one. Roll the footage. Now I'd love to show you that footage, but I just realised that this was meant to be footage. Instead, it's just footage of me bobbing up and down because I'm playing it. I'm playing the thing, and I just didn't press the right button. I was going to press this button and then kind of condense it down, but it didn't work out. So I'm back in re-recording the footage. So something to really explain with this one. You have to do this 5 times, as it said. To give you an idea, and this is a very rough idea, apologies because it's going to be a lot of kind of like white on screen, but with a color scheme. So it's kind of like, treat it like this, in that you have got 5 paths. Yellow is path 1, black is path 2, path 3 is orange, path 4 is green, and path 5 is blue. That's how I treated it. Do how you feel when it comes to like the lattice that is this particular mode. And of course you could pick a mix. Is, I don't know, I keep saying this, whether or not people have pick a mix in their own countries. When you choose what you want. You choose like jelly beans. If you want jelly beans, you choose something. If you like it with jelly beans and a little bit of some kind of like, I don't know, marshmallowy thing, you can combine them together. Like, it's up to you. Like, you pick your poison essentially with this one. So what I'm doing is you kind of re-repeat the same thing to a degree, in that you could go all one route, or you could just go, okay, well, I'll just bring champion counters for whoever I want. For example, you know, for this particular route, we're going to get Massacre, we're going to do Night Thrasher in a minute, we're going to do Ronin, and then, you know, the end boss. But you don't have to do that. I think it's very doable, these particular quests. It's just a case of going, oh, do I like myself, you know, nodes like, well, Bubble Shield, be like water? Do I want that? Do I not want to go against that? Whenever defenders afflict with non-damaging debuff, do I want to take champions that don't cast non-damaging debuffs? Again, it's down to a personal thing. We could do like a proper breakdown guide of these things, but I don't know if it's really needed because it's a very kind of more straightforward quest to a degree. So yeah, here's the concept of all this. Is like the reason I'm doing this particular way of doing it is just it makes sense for me to just do it because then I know how to kind of like go through this kind of as I said, lattice, this kind of like, Okay, so I'm going to go up here, down here. Actually, hang on, let's get some red circles there. Just going to illustrate what I'm doing. So let's get the red circle in place. So yeah, you do you, whether or not you want to start here, go up here, down here, up here, over there, down there, up there for the second path. You can go all around the outside, which I've seen a few people doing, and then just straight down the center. If, again, just how you feel you want to take on this particular quest. So the enemy champions you're going up against are about 327,000 health points on this one. What else information? It's rank 2 7 stars. And I've got to be honest, I don't think it's that bad. Whether or not Kabam are going to like down the line like shoot us a big surprise with the extent of like difficulty in the future, I'll have to see. I'm using a rank 3 6-star Black Widow Clairvoyant. I think as the when eventually the 6-star sugars, I shouldn't have done that. The God, swiping and talking at the same time is always a difficult combination. As the resources for rank 4 materials come into more fruition, I'm actually going to switch modes. I should have actually. The reason I was in the other mode, which was the Bleed Curse, was that I like the building back of Shank. That's it. I should have explained myself what I was doing with it. Maybe I'll pause the screen right now. Yeah, so the reason I'm using Black Widow Clairvoyant is because of Shank. I have this tendency of just hitting into the block, and it's just a bad habit, really. Hitting into the block to kind of like bring out the special attack. Mainly because like a lot of the time, AI that Kabam produces is just so bad at times with actually moving out towards you. And Black Widow Clairvoyant as well can take care of those Pierce buffs. And it's Counter-Strike. But yeah, I need to be on it a little bit now, I think. Concentrate a bit more on what I'm doing. But also, like, I'm using a Poison Curse at the moment just because I want to deal with power that the champion has. So he's gone into, like, an SP2 there. I'm not going to overhit, but hopefully I can... No, I didn't want to do that. That's bad. That's really bad. Oh, no, my block didn't... Oh, inputs in this game, man. It's just bad. Like, swiping back and going to a block, or at least going to a block, the two things are just terrible at the moment. But in any case, Dr. Doom for the win to kind of do the mopping up. Really, really annoying right there, to be honest. But as we know, it is what it is. It is what it is. And hopefully, I actually shouldn't need it. Just that, it's done. God, so annoyed sometimes with some of the kind of inputs. I know Kabam say, it's not input. It's animation problems. Well, all your champions are broken with their animations. They need to be fixed. There you go, Kabam. More work for you. But it's not just me. A lot of people have said about like inputs nowadays are being problematic. The other things accompanying this particular event are the objectives. It's just a case of, well, defeat blonde-haired kind of champions, which, you know, find a blonde-haired champion and just defeat it. It's pretty much an easy thing to do. Defeat bold champions. So yeah, find bold champions and beat them. It's, again, pretty simple. And the other stuff like the objectives are a little bit more stonky. So it's a case like you've got to do these over the weeks. 100% explore all the side quest difficulties of that specific type of level. So you might not be getting anything for week 1. You get it by week 4. So that's something to point out. This encourages you more as a player to 100% all of the stuff that you see before you and all the different, you know, difficulties. So yeah, you can just go like, okay, well, do more paths. As we said, the kind of way of approaching this is up to you. I don't know. I kind of feel like doing this route is kind of like the way of kind of like approaching it is kind of a better way for me. But I don't know, like I'll put it down to you as a player, like how you kind of feel about kind of approaching this one from just 100%ing it. Now, something I'm going to get to work on in a minute is the Guardians Synergy solo event. And that's going to be hopefully the next video that I put out. As one thing we'll need to be doing is checking out champion info, going to Synergy champions. And because, well, again, literal on the terminology we need to find out. So if I went and defeated a Psycho Man, for example, or any of the champions kind of like listed right here, Agent Venom, like we would see that the points should be coming in for that one. We'll give an example right now. This solo event says win fights with or against champions that share a synergy with guardians. So that would be like, again, some of the champions we mentioned, against, with, whatever. Like, for example, dueling a 1-star Namora. Wrong. No, that he hasn't championed. He hasn't even put in yet. Gamora. So in theory, we should just be able to go boom. And I think we had 1,000 points at the time of doing that fight there. So let's just go back to the solo event, and we have where is it? 1,250. I'm just going to double check. I had this sneaking suspicion that we didn't have 1k. So again, we'll do that again. We're just going to put Gamora. I mean, you could kind of like double up on this one and find some bold champions at the same time and kind of like that are Guardians and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We'll try and do that. We'll try and look at that. Next video, I'm going to have a little look into that one. I'm trying to find some options there that are bold or blonde. You know, what, bold or blonde. So we saw 1,250. We're now going to go back to the solo event. We're going to click on the thing, go down, and it's up to 1,500. So there we go. There's an example of how that works. So yeah, look out for some more videos. I'm going to end the video here. We've gone over the side quest and how it works. It's a very simple one this month. It's not as complicated as last month. But yeah, we'll be doing a kind of like how to cheese the objectives in solo event in the next video. So look out for that one. Thanks very much for the support. That's been how the side quest works. Video, check out some other content located on screen. And I'll see you all soon. Much love and goodbye.